key time of the year, this first quarter, where a lot of organisations who are recruiting at the start of the year, mindful that 40%, maybe 50% this year will be also recruiting in the back half of the year, that is post the June-July period. The current phase we're in is organisations are designing and going live with the application forms. And we just wanted to take some time around mapping how to best build a leading edge application form, and it's vital because it must link, I guess, to the reporting
for your stakeholders.
For your stakeholders. So we just can't go and build an application form without thinking about ultimately the end goal of what we need to report on, be it at the end of the process. And we call that a post-implementation review, when we provide a statistical output right through to the start and every stage. And most of our clients will have in the Palm mobile optimised dashboards. Yep. So you need to think about the outputs that you want from a reporting perspective as you're building the application form, as well as the screening criteria. And we start to talk about program eligibility, be it by university, when they've completed year of completion.
Yep.
Ash, what else would you have?
Citizenship,
yeah. Whether they need to be Australian, New Zealand,
citizens or New Zealand.
Yeah. As a rough guide, what percentage of clients would require graduates or candidates to have residency?
I would say 95%.
95%,
Yep.
Very good. So we embed some program selection, so the streams.
Yep.
Year of completion we spoke about, so the streams locations are critical.
Yeah.
What are you finding from a locations perspective, Ash, is important?
What their preferences for locations. So some companies will have a list of preferences, and candidates can decide whether Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, what would be their first preference, and indicate a second preference.
And linking whether the candidate is prepared to pay their own travel, which is on trend at the moment. Most organisations are expecting the grads to make their own way to assessment centre and interview.
Yep.
And if they get the job, some might say we'll reimburse those expenses if they get the job.
Yep.
But that's a trend that we're seeing at the moment. Obviously, the academic questions, the universities, which universities they come through. What are you seeing, Sylvie, in some of the information you're including in your application forms?
Yeah, we're also looking at gender.
Yes.
So making sure things are diverse.
So the diversity statistics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where we're sourcing the data, where they're sourcing their data from.
Sourcing data. This has probably been a big one this year. You're spending so much on going out to the market, whether you're using Grad Connection, and what percentage do we normally find comes?
70%.
70%. So we kind of always, if clients are asking us, hey, how do I attract grads? We're finding 70% come from Grad Connection. Career Hub is one that we kind of use. It's a low expense, great return. Managers attending careers fairs.
Yeah.
Information nights yesterday, so some are having these information nights, sending their own graduates out, drink nights. So our parents, we have parents and family members as a drop-down sourcing data.
Yeah. So anything that you may have heard the program from. Universities is a big one, so companies going in with a representative to a specific faculty.
So building the application form, I guess what we're saying is that the key theme is to ensure that you understand what you want to report out. But obviously we need to get personal data, employment history, a little bit about the experience, be it community, leadership,
work experience,
and we usually put in a 200-word free text around, and we usually align it to motivational business acumen. Why do you want to work for this company? But in a nutshell, I guess that's just a little bit of an insight into some of the thoughts and thinking that we put into building an application form. On average, an application form shouldn't take longer than
half an hour.
Say 40 minutes for a candidate to complete. And the data for us needs to be, I guess, downloadable the morning after we close applications, so that we can screen within Pivot Table. So they're just some insights from us who do this for a living into how we leverage our application form and the data that we get from it.